Hello student, now we will discuss the fourth module called tracking radar. In the previous module, we discussed only the target is fine or not. That is what we discussed in the third module. Now we will discuss the trajectory path of the target. Trajectory path in the sense the expected path we calculated. Based on that expected path, the target should follow. Whether the target is not following or not by using the tracking radar. The example for the tracking radar is Chandrayaan-2. In the Chandrayaan-2, they already know the expected path. Based on that expected path, the spacecraft should follow. But due to the technical issues, the spacecraft it is failed to follow the predicted path. So here this is the topic we are going to discuss, the tracking radar. In order to measure the tracking radar, in order to measure the path for the moving target, we require some of the parameters, we require some of the antenna direction. Okay, here in order to follow the target it is moving follow the predicted path or not, we need to measure the coordinate of a target. Measuring the coordinate of the target is nothing but these are the parameters we need to use in order to identify the moving target it is following the predicted path or not. Okay, and next is the radar can provide the target's trajectory or track and predict where it will be in future. As I told, the path is known. Using that expected path, the moving target should follow here. That is where it will be in the future here. And how can we identify whether the moving target is following predicted path or not? By using changing the antenna direction here. By changing the antenna direction only, we can follow the moving target it is following predicted path or not. How can we change the direction of the antenna? By measuring the angle error. That is what we will discuss in the coming slides. And along with that, we need to identify some of the parameter called range. Range is nothing but that is the distance between the radar antenna as well as the moving target. Angle is nothing but in order to measure the azimuth angle as well as the elevation angle of the moving target by using the beam of the radar antenna. And Doppler frequency is nothing but the change in the frequency that is received from the echo signal to the radar antenna. And radial velocity indicates in which direction the moving target it is moving. So all these parameters we need to consider whether my target it is following on the predicted path or not. And along with that, the radar antenna it uses the pencil beam. Whenever the antenna it has to track the moving target, the antenna of the radar it uses the pencil beam. Using that pencil beam, it will detect whether the moving target it is following or not the predicted path. And next is the tracking radar system. As I explained, the coordinate system in order to identify whether the moving target is following predicted path or not by measuring the r, theta, phi. R is nothing but that is the distance between the radar and the moving target. Theta and phi is nothing but azimuth angle as well as the elevation angle by measuring the beam of the antenna. Okay, and along with that, as I told, the Doppler frequency shift as well as the radial velocity in order to determine where is my moving target it is moving in the predicted path here. And next is the types of radar. In these types of radar, we have two types. One is called single tracker target, other one is called multiple tracker target. In the single tracker target, it will only monitor only single target here. And in the multiple tracker target, it will monitor the multiple targets. Under that again we have three types of radar, that is called automatic detection and track radar, phased array radar tracking, and other one is called track while scan radar here. So next come to the point, single target tracker. Here in the single target tracker, it keeps on continuously monitor the single target with the relatively rapid data rate. As I told, in the single target tracker is nothing but it only focus on the single moving target, whether the target it is following the predicted path or not. And here how it will follow, by capturing the 10 observation in the sense it keeps on capturing the image of the moving target, that is 10 observation per second, that is 10 images per second, whether it is moving target it is following predicted path or not here. And as I told, in order to follow the predicted path of the moving target, I need to change the antenna direction of the radar here. So here by keeping the change of the antenna direction, how can we calculate? By measuring the angle error, that is the angle error we are going to obtain by transmitting the beam of the antenna based on the moving target direction. So based on that we are going to calculate the angle error. That angle error it will decide whether in which direction the antenna of the radar is should move, whether it is left or right direction. So based on that angle error we are going to change the antenna direction of the radar. That angle error we are going to give to the closed loop servo system. Closed loop servo system in the sense it will change the direction of the antenna based on the value it is received at the angle error parameter. And example for single target tracker is the tracking of the aircraft missile target. Missile target is nothing but, as we know, the military defense it will launch the missile in order to hit the specific target of the enemy. So in order to identify whether the missile is following predicted path or not, at that time we are going to use single target tracker here. And next is automatic detection and track. Here automatic detection and track, it will take more time in order to change the direction of the antenna here. Okay, that is what it is having less observation here, and it will also monitor the multiple number of targets, nothing but large number of targets here. And here we are not going to use any closed loop servo system. It is having only the open loop system, because we are not going to measure in the angle error. Just by using the open loop system, it will monitor the moving target it is following predicted path or not. The example is the civic air traffic controller military air surveillance radar here. And next is the phased array radar tracking. In the phased array radar tracking, it is nothing but it is a combination of automatic detection and track as well as single track target. Here in the as I know, the phased radar it will monitor the multiple targets. It will monitor the multiple targets, as well as it is having high data rate. High data rate, as we know, the STT single track target, it is capture more images per second. That is what we call that as a high data rate. And by using the electronically steered phase array radar, electronically steered phase array antenna, here we are going to use. Based on that, we are going to control the antenna of the phased array. By controlling the direction of the phase array, we are going to monitor the multiple targets. Along with that, we can capture the multiple images of the moving target here. And all these multiple targets are tracked on the time shared basis by under the computer control here. And as I told, it combines the rapid rate of single target tracker with the ability of ADT, that is automatic detection track. Nothing but it is a combination of STT, single target tracker, as well as the automatic detection and track. track here. The example for phased array radar tracking is multiple object tracking radar. And next type of radar is track while scan. It will scan only the limited angular sector. Limited angular sector in the sense, for example, it will only allows plus or minus theta. So based on that plus or minus theta value, we are going to change the antenna direction. Based on the antenna direction, we are going to monitor the moving target direction here. And the example for this, air defense radar as well as aircraft landing here. And come to the point, the next topic is angle tracking. In the angle, let me going to the angle tracking concept. Let me take a simple example here. Okay, this is parabolic antenna. In this parabolic antenna, it is going to emit the beam here. Okay, so here beam A, it is going to emit two beams, that is beam A as well as beam B. Both beams are squinted, nothing but beam A, it is overlapped with the beam B here. And when the coincide of beam A and beam B, we call that as a borosight axis here. We call this is the overlap, that is coincide of beam A and beam B, we call that as a borosight axis. And this axis we call that as a theta naught. Borosight axis angle we call that as a theta naught. Whenever the target it is found at the borosight axis, the echo signal of the moving target at the beam A and beam B of the amplitude will be remain as it is here. But the same parabolic antenna, it is transmitting two beams, beam A as well as beam B, but the moving target it is present on the beam B. But here what happens, the receiving of the echo signal on the beam B, that is amplitude of the moving target of the echo signal is high compared to the amplitude signal of the echo signal here. See here, the moving target is present at the beam B, that is why the amplitude of the beam B is high compared to the amplitude of the beam A here. That is what it is representation. Whenever the target it is present on the boresight axis, there we have the same amplitude, but whenever the target it is present either side of the beam, the respective beam of that echo signal amplitude will be high compared to others. So here, so that is what, this is the simple concept. And next in slide we will discuss how it is. Let us discuss in detail. Okay, let me explain this one here. Here we are going to use single parabolic antenna. In the single parabolic antenna, it is transmitting two beams, beam A as well as beam B. As I told, the overlap or coincide of beam A and beam B, we call that as a boresight axis. That is represented as a theta naught, boresight angle. And whenever the moving target is found, any other beam, here in this example I found the moving target on the beam B here. So that angle we call that as a theta T here. Okay, so here why we are going to use angle, because based on this the error between the theta naught and theta T. Whenever theta naught minus theta T we are going to call, that is called angle error. Whenever we calculated that angle error, that value we are going to apply to the antenna of the radar. So whenever you are going to apply the antenna of the radar, that at that time we can change the antenna direction so that I can easily track where is my moving target, it is following the predicted path or not. That is what the intention of my angle error here. Because in the closed loop servo system, we are keep on monitor the moving target, whether the moving target it is following predicted path or not. So how can we follow? By calculating the angle error here. But here in this example, in the first figure, theta naught minus theta T, whatever the value it is comes, that we are going to apply to the closed loop servo system. That value it will change the direction of the antenna. Based on that, we can identify whether the moving target it is following predicted path or not here. But in the second picture, what happens? Theta naught is equal to theta t. Nothing but the antenna direction it is changed so that my moving target direction it is coincide with the bore side axis. So that here what happens? Both it indicates that there is a zero angle error. Zero angle error in the sense theta naught is equal to theta t. Whenever theta naught is equal to theta t, we call this as a zero angle error. Because the main agenda of this fourth module is we need to change the direction of the antenna based on the angle error parameter. So this is the concept of the fourth module here. And next is here for the explanation, here figure shows two beam positions A and B at two different angles. That is what? Two different angles it is going to generated the beam by single parabolic antenna, and two beams are said to be squinted. Squinted is nothing but both beam A and beam B it is overlap each other. Okay, I want to change the direction of the antenna by measuring the value of squint angle, that is plus or minus theta q here, and the crossover of two beam determines bore side direction. That is what? The coincide of two beams we call that as a bore side direction or bore side axis. Bore side axis. And next is that tracking radar has to position the two beams so that bore side is always maintained in the direction of the target. So here as I know, whenever the angle error is 0, nothing but theta naught is equal to theta t. But in the first figure, theta naught minus theta t it is getting, that is we are getting the angle error value. So whatever the value that we are going to get, that we are going to apply to the antenna of the radar. For that radar it will change the direction of the antenna so that we can monitor whether the moving target it is following the predicted path or not here or not. Okay, and next is early tracking radars are use single time shared beam. Here in early radars it is going to track the moving target based on the time basis, because here in the previous radar it will allot the specific time. Based on the specific time, for example the one beam it is allotted for 5 seconds and the next beam it has to generate for the next 5 seconds. Based on that it is going to generate the beam here. That is what? The time shared beam to track the moving target. But in the single track target there is no such type of error, there is no such type of concept it is implemented. Here the example of single time shared beam we call that as a conical scan or sequential lobe scan here. This is the conical scan or sequential lobe scan in the sense based on the time shared basis it has to generate the beam from the antenna in order to detect the moving target it is following predicted path or not. In order to calculate the high precision tracking radar, what we have to do, we need to transmit more number of beams, so that we call that as a simultaneous lobing trackers or monopulse tracker. So whenever we are going to transmit more number of beams, we can get more accuracy in the moving target, whether the target it is following predicted path or not. So the example for that is monopulse tracker. So the monopulse tracker we will discuss in the next session, and we will discuss in the next session. Thank you for listening.